VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
A very good morning and welcome to Box Hill City Oval for Round 11 Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Action, live here on VFL.com.au, broadcasting through the VFL app, downloaded at the Google Play Store or your app store, and of course simulcast on SEN2 today. Looking forward to bringing you this clash. It is the battle of the third position on the ladder, Richmond, taking on the 8th placed Hawthorn on the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's ladder. Looking at the last month for both of these two teams, it hasn't been the best month for either team, so both teams craving a win today in the round 11 clash. For Hawthorn, round 10, well, they saw a draw up against Carlton. Carlton hitting the front late, but Cara Henderson hitting the lead and giving the Hawks a draw in the last round. Prior to that, it was a 7-point loss to Geelong, a win over the Bulldogs by 25 points, and a defeat to the Southern Saints by 3 points. So just one win out of the last 4 matches for Hawthorn. For Richmond, well, they were sitting pretty undefeated early on in the season. Then the last 2 weeks, they faced a Melbourne Uni team that they went down to last round by 68 points. The previous round, they suffered their first defeat of the season to the Western Bulldogs by 6 points. And prior to that, it was wins against Casey by 39 points and NT Thunder by 21 points. As we mentioned, an important game for both teams, specifically for Hawthorn to try and break their way into the top 6. Currently 2 points behind Melbourne Uni and NT Thunder, who both sit inside the top 6 with 20 points, 5 wins and 5 defeats. Of course, Hawthorn with the draw in the last round are 4-4-1. Looking around the grounds and matches completed so far in round 11, and it was Essendon bringing up their third win of the season, 4-10-34, defeating Darebin 4-2-26. In Morwell yesterday, it was a close encounter between Collingwood, Melbourne Uni hitting the front late in the game, but Collingwood steadying through Katie Lynch, kicking the sealer. Collingwood victorious 6-4-40, defeating Melbourne Uni 5-6-36. Collingwood having won their last 9 matches in a row after a first round defeat to the Southern Saints. And in the only other game played this weekend, it was Casey with a big victory up in Alice Springs, 13-7-85. They defeated NT Thunder 3-20. We have got 3 games played today. Of course, this one we're broadcasting live, Hawthorn versus Richmond. Carlton and Williamstown is currently underway at Icon Park, and it is Carlton leading 3-4-22 to Williamstown 2-2-14. Not far away from a start here. And at 3:10 today, it is the Southern Saints taking on the Western Bulldogs. The top 6 clash between the second on the ladder Southern Saints and the Western Bulldogs in 4th spot. But we're live now from Box Hill City Oval, underway in this round 11 clash. Alice Edmonds back into the team today for Richmond as Beeson tries to get it out of the middle for the Hawks. Edmonds, just the 4 games, has given a great opportunity to Gabrielle Seymour over the last month. She's taken over the ruck duties for the Tigers. Seymour no longer the 23rd player, as well as Campbell. Gets the ball down, Pereira, good punch away. Handball comes out from the Hawks at half forward for the Tigers, kicking to the right of screen during this term. It was good handball out from Egan to Edmonds. As the Hawks go wide to the outer side, looking for Diet. Takes a good mark. Looks for the centering kick, intercepted and taken by Egan. Egan on half-back, goes wide to Short. Short now, off the half-back line, up towards half-forward. Frederick, the big lead, in for her 3rd game of the season. Has a couple of goals to her name in the first 2 encounters for the Tigers. Big off-season recruit for Richmond. And that'll be a 50-metre penalty going over the mark. And Grace Egan will go almost to the goal square. and look to put the first score on the board in today's round 11 clash. So Sabrina Frederick, great lead up. Directly in front, and Grace Egan puts through the first of the day and kicking her first goal of the season as well. And on the Choose Tap scoreboard, it is Richmond 1 goal straight 6. Hawthorn yet to score in this round 11 encounter, as we mentioned. Alice Edmond back into the team, averaging 32 hit-outs a game. Her understudy this year has been playing as the 23rd player. Gabrielle Seymour has been an ample replacement for Alice, averaging 30 disposals a game. Ball back in the middle. Edmonds again dominant out of the middle. Hutchins can get her hands to it, but will receive the free kick in the middle of Box Hill City Oval. Round holding up well after 2 NAB League games yesterday in the boys competition. Meg Hutchins goes up towards half forward, looking for Mick Williams. The good mark taken in defence by Miller. Short chip kick. Finds Kennedy, captain. Oh, hanger, almost. She's up there for an eternity, just hanging in the air, Campbell. Kick from Perkins smothered. Ball brought out to this broadcast side wing once again. Good attempt by Edward. Ball at ground level. Hawks working hard for it. Membry, late inclusion into today's team for the injured Tamara Luke. Out with a hamstring injury. Watton gets the tap down. Good work to Beeson. Inside forward 50, Mick Williams. Good work, body work by Perkins. We saw her body work exemplified this week in the top 5 plays of the week in the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Taking on 2 Carlton defenders, taking the mark and slotting through the goal for the Hawks. Free kick found for a hold, and it will be a free kick going the way of Edmonds for Richmond. Perkins so far this season, 3 goals, 4 for the Hawks. Bursting through the middle, Marsh goes long. Well, actually, no, she pulled up short and looking for a short target. Rodan gets it out wide, finds Carroll for the Hawks. Taking it along the outer side wing here at Box Hill City Oval. The target is Gibbs at half forward. Good work by the Tigers. Slowly moving the ball through Marsh again. Ball in dispute on the outer side wing. Chain of handballs by the Hawks. They'll try and go back inside into the corridor. Pereira now. Long inside forward, 50, searching for Perkins and finds her on the long lead. 50 metres out. How can Sarah Perkins do? She unloads and goes long for the goal square. Will they attempt to mark or will they attempt to shepherd? Oh, on the goal line. And Flanagan through for 1 behind. So first score on the board for Hawthorn. 1 behind, 1 point to Richmond. 1 goal straight, 6. Ticking over to the 5-minute mark of this first term from the kick in. Good defensive work by Diet. And the ball held up. So holding that ball inside their forward 50, Hawthorn. Few changes, as we mentioned, Sibley out of the team this week as well. Dylan. Good work by Kennedy. Now taken by Beeson. Long to the goal square. Bouncing football. Leading in the race, Miller. Happy to see the ball over the line in front of Olivia Flanagan. We'll see a boundary throw in. Forward pocket. It'll be Edmonds versus Perkins. Ball to be brought back in. Just 5 points the margin in this round 11 Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Clash. Trying to take the ball out was Davey. High up and under kick. Looking for Mick Williams. Coming through was Flanagan. Soccer off the ground. Bouncing football. Won't make the line. Hawks just fumble it over the line, and we'll see a boundary throw in the left forward pocket Box Hill City Oval. Anthony Stenger's with you this morning, broadcasting live on VFL.com.au. The VFL app, download it for score updates and stats during the week for VFL women's matches. And of course, here on SEN2 this morning, Perkins couldn't grab it out of the ruck, dispossessed. Handball comes out to Campbell. She's tackled to the ground. Talking about tackling, Campbell sitting second on the list of total tackles in the VFL competition this year. Also top 10 for contested possessions in the comp. Beeson pushed off the football. Ball still inside forward 50. Bouncing football. Beeson, Mick Williams gets the hands away. Teammate just couldn't hold on to it in Bevan. Ball 25 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. Umpire comes in, says, give the ball to me, and we will have a ball up. We'll check around the ground scores very shortly. As we mentioned, the only other live game is Carlton, as Mick Williams slots it through. She does. Good, powerful body work. Was tackled, still got the ball to boot, and puts through her first of the day. And Hawthorn in this round 11 clash hit the front 1-1-7 to 1 goal straight 6. As Hawthorn just reaping the rewards of their defensive efforts inside the forward 50 arc, keeping the ball inside as, again, from their first behind, they were able to hold the football in by putting the defensive pressure on. And it's stayed there over the last 5 minutes. And they're finally able to get their first goal on the board. Back in the middle, Edmonds picks up where she left off after injury. Kennedy got the handball out. Working hard for it in the middle. Marsh as well. Handball came out. That was Cormac. Inside forward 50, Mick Williams. Handball goes out wide. They go goalward. The Hawks. Flanagan in the forward pocket takes the mark. Good work by Henderson pushing it forward. As we mentioned Henderson last week, kicking the goal that drew the match for the Hawks as Mick Williams provides the lead. And now we'll line up to put through 2 in succession for the Hawks and extend their lead here at Box Hill City Oval. Phoebe McWilliams suffered from a bit of inaccuracy this season for the Hawks. This, if she puts it through, will square the ledger at 5 goals, 5 for the season for Phoebe McWilliams. Kicks her second goal of the day here at Box Hill City Oval, and her 5th for the season, but more importantly, the team's and her second of the morning. And Hawthorn move on to 2-1-13, leading Richmond 1 goal straight 6, as we're just about to tick over to the halfway mark of this first term. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Round 11 action. As we mentioned, the only other game that is live this morning is Carlton versus Williamstown. And Carlton 4-4-28 lead Williamstown 2-2-14. And Carlton has kicked the first goal of the third quarter to give them that lead extension out to 14 points. Ball in the middle. Flanagan trying to get her hands on the footy once again. Good work off half back. And the tackle on Bentley will take the free kick too high. Goes out wide. Meg Hutchins gives her the lead. Got Beeson all by herself on the broadcast side wing. Finds her. Good work by Egan putting the pressure. Now further afield, the Hawks still in possession on the broadcast side wing. Got to be accurate with the kick. Good defensive work that time by Monaghan. Mick Williams comes off her hands and sees the ball over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Hawks once again. We mentioned Membry a late inclusion. She's got the job on Phoebe Monaghan. Came in for Tamara Luke, who's been leaders this year for the Hawks as they go inside forward 50. Diet gets onto the left boot, kicks it up to full forward. Good strong mark and defence taken by Davey. She's got the job at the moment on Dowler as Davey goes to the outer side. Short puts the arms up. Had pressure from Henderson. Now, good opportunity as Edwards came through. Richmond up towards half forward. Brancatisano was leading in the race for the football. It's Frederick. Bentley, good work. Gets the handball, looking towards the centre corridor again. Henderson working hard for the Hawks and will have a ball up on the outer side. 12 minutes gone. First term. Hawthorn 2-1-13 leading Richmond 1 goal straight 6. Anthony Stangett's with you this morning live here from Box Hill City Oval. Carroll round the corner. Oh, good mark. That was memory. So on the outer side, Jordan Membry looks up for Mick Williams again. Has provided a great target for the Hawks early in this contest. She's received the free kick as well. Kicked both goals for the Hawks. Looking at the goal kickers, they've really shared the goals around this season, Hawthorn. Through the likes of Pereira, McWilliams, Beeson, a number of their midfielders getting goals for them this year. Tamara Luke suffered a bit of inaccuracy out of the team today, but 2 goals 7 this season. Been one of their main scorers. Ball at half forward again for Hawthorn. Held up and the free kick will go the way of Richmond. Marsh goes to the outer side. Slowly working the ball. Edmonds calling for it. Not receiving it. Frederick gave the lead. Pepperanda with the job on Frederick today. Frederick again, great work. Gets the ball out. They go inside forward 50 Richmond. Drop ball by the Hawks. Now Richmond trying to get their hands on it. Handball came out. Frederick long towards goal. Goal umpire is not moving. Great work at ground level by the Tigers. And Sabrina Frederick kicks her 3rd goal of the season in just her 3rd match for the Tigers. And gets it back to a 1-point ball game here at Box Hill City Oval. Hawthorn 2-1-13, leading Richmond 2 goals straight 12. Goal kickers so far in the game. Sabrina Frederick with that last goal for the Tigers. And Grace Egan, the other goal kicker. As we mentioned, for Hawthorn, their only goal scorer today has been Phoebe McWilliams with 2 goals. Ball back in the middle. Been a great contest between Watton and Edmonds. We've just got a 666 warning. I'm just trying to work out in the middle and who's in the matchups. Umpire's a bit confused out in the middle. Now time to ball it up. 15 minutes gone. First term. Great kick out of the middle. Jarks inside forward 50. Frederick, can she get her hands on it again? Almost from a similar position she kicked her last goal. Ball in that defensive 50 arc for the Hawks. They now extract it. Flanagan looks further afield. Membry provided the lead. Further afield is Diet. Great work by Monaghan. Kick smothered. Now another opportunity. Woodward with the kick intercepted, and the Hawks again take it on the last line. Redan. Handball's over the top. Ball still kept in play. No, it's not. It's over the line. And we'll see a boundary throw in. So run into a bit of trouble. Talia Redan Now an opportunity opens up for Richmond. Deep in the left forward pocket, trailing by 1 point, leading up to quarter time in this match. Frederick taking the ruck duties inside forward 50 for the Tigers. Diving over the football, Nixon. Ball held up, and we'll have another ball up. This time 40 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Frederick with the tap down once again. Edwards lurking for the Tigers. Many players diving in over the football at 45 metres out from the Richmond goal, and we'll have another ball up. So ball going nowhere at the moment. Frederick got the tap down. Was looking for Campbell. Couldn't find her. Nixon at the bottom of the pack once again. We'll have another ball up on repeat here. 17 minutes gone. First term, Box Hill City Oval, round 11. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's action. Handball came out. Good work by Carroll. They now look to dive on this broadcast side wing. Chort in pursuit, puts the pressure on and sees the ball over the line. A bit of push and shove as well. As Dyatt heads towards the bench. And we'll see a boundary throw in. So ball to be brought back into play. Seymour now in the ruck. Up go against Watton. Seymour from the back. Tackle to the ground. Good work by Grace Campbell. See why she's number 2 for total tackles this season in the competition. We'll have another ball up. Between wing and half forward for the Tigers. By quick to get that one back into play. Watton got the tap down. Taken to ground is Egan. And we'll have another ball up. So a couple of minutes away from quarter time here at Box Hill City Oval. I'll update you on scores around the grounds very shortly as the free kick's been found. Back to an 8-point margin between Carlton and Williamstown. Carlton leading 4-4-28 to Williamstown 3-2-20. Looking for Frederick inside forward 50. Good pressure that time by Gibbs. Van Dyke on that occasion as we'll have another ball up. Just inside the forward 50 arc. Frederick gets the tap to the back of the pack. Some fierce tackling pressure this time by Bevan for the Hawks. Takes her opponent to the ground. Umpire comes in and we'll have another ball up. Inside the last 60 seconds of this first term. Frederick again. Get another hit out to her name. Flanagan opens it up, finds some space, puts the pressure on the runner. Leading up to the ball is Mick Williams. Fighting for the football with Kennedy. Umpire comes in and we will have a ball up. So not long left in this first term. An entertaining first term here on VFL.com.au. Oh, out of trouble was Bevan. Kick goes inside forward 50. Still time for the Tigers. As Frederick sees the ball over the line. Flanagan just tries to con the boundary umpire on that occasion. And we'll see a boundary throw in. By the time the ball gets back into play, that will be siren time for the end of the first term. It'll be a 1-point ball game at quarter time. And there we go. Quarter time between Hawthorn and Richmond. And it was Hawthorn 2-1-13 with a pair of goals to Phoebe McWilliams in the mid part of that term. Richmond 2 goals straight at 12. Grace Egan kicking the first goal of the match. And following up that a bit later on in the term was Sabrina Frederick bringing up her 3rd goal of the season. And the 2nd today for Richmond. So at quarter time, it is Hawthorn 2-1-13. Richmond 2 goals straight 12. As we mentioned, just the one other game live as we broadcast today. It is Carlton versus Williamstown. Carlton 4-5-29 to Williamstown 3-20. Jess Hosking has kicked a couple of goals for Carlton. Goal kickers for Williamstown, Karawa Whiting and also Anderson. Gemma Anderson kicking the latest goal in that game to get it back to a 9-point margin. The only other game coming up today is at Wilson Storage, Trevor Barker Beach Oval. The Southern Saints taking on the Western Bulldogs at 3:10. And that game between second and fourth on the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Ladder. We're going to take a break here from Box Hill City Oval. Entertaining first term here on VFL.com.au and simulcast through SEN2 as well. We'll take a quick break and then we'll be back ready for the second quarter of Swiss Wellness VFL Women's action right after this break.
It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Jack Heverin, Tuesdays from 9 p.m. on 1116 SEN.
But it's your job. We'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL, live on SEN2 DAB+.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Your Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coaches' huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Stuart Appleby has come from 7 strokes behind.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
Your hard yakka totally workwear VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coaches huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Streaming live through vfl.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Welcome back to Seal City Oval. The second term underway. A 1-point lead going the way of Hawthorn to start the second term. Richmond heading to the left of screen during the second quarter. Welcome to our viewers on vfl.com.au or listening via SEN2 on their digital channel on the SEN app and also the VFL app. Download the VFL app to keep up to date on scores each weekend around all Swiss Wellness VFL women's games, and then also stats on those games 24 hours after the games are completed. Great tackle by Richmond. No, free kick paid. Trying to kick it forward. Dillon inside forward 50. Work by the Tigers. They now bring it out to the wide open spaces of the broadcast side wing. Having to go back for it now. Working hard was last. Hawks over the football. Perkins coming in to lend assistance. Drags her Tigers opponent off the football. Hutchins. Been amongst the goals this year, Meg Hutchins. Not on this occasion. Kick 3-1 for the season in 7 games. Is her 8th of the season as Edmonds takes a free kick inside defensive 50. Hutchins will again be under it. Pereira almost caused the spoil. Kick inside forward 50, Membry. No mark paid to Dillon. Chort off half back. Now she has a chance to run down the outer side at Box Hill City Oval. Heads up towards half forward. Redan versus Frederick. Frederick leads back in the race. Almost could have got the push. Umpire thought so. Holding. No play on called. And Sabrina Frederick will take the free kick 50 metres out. Into the left of screen during this second quarter. Third game of the season. Wobbly kick inside forward 50. Beeson round the corner. 6th in disposals in the competition this season. Beck Beeson. Held without at that time was Cormack. Will receive the free kick. Perkins. Bit of push and shove. Heads back down towards forward 50. Cormack looks at the option and goes out wide to Hutchins. Hutchins unloads and goes long inside forward 50. We talked about Perkins before. Well, she went back to forward 50, has taken the mark and well within scoring distance. She probably kicked from 55 metres out. Short run up. Thought you might have gone back a bit further for this. She will kick from just inside forward 50. The distance, no trouble. Accuracy, a problem on this occasion. It's through for 1 behind. And Sarah Perkins has kicked 5 behinds this season for the Hawks. Just the 3 goals. So 2-2-14. Hawthorn, Richmond, 2 goals straight, 12. Tigers under pressure early in this second quarter. Mark taken by Brian Catasano, former Northern Knight. And the NAB League Girls competition, almost a good grab taken by the Tigers. Edmonds tries to weave her way out of trouble. Redan letting her go absolutely nowhere. Watton versus Edmonds. Edmonds with the tap down. Good work extracting the football. Dillon inside forward 50 again. Off the boot that time of Davey. And will be... The umpires will consult whether it was out of bounds on the full. The Hawks are quick to look to take it. And they will receive it. Beck Beeson will take the free kick. Goes long inside forward 50. Mick Williams got the shove in the back. Umpire saw it. And the free kick will come back the way of Phoebe McWilliams. And 50 as well. So going against Phoebe Monaghan. An opportunity now for Phoebe McWilliams to kick all the goals for the Hawks so far in this game. She will line up directly in front and should have no trouble at all. Bringing up her 6th goal of the season. Puts it straight through. And the Hawks have their 3rd. They move on to 3-20, leading Richmond, who are 2 goals straight, 12.
We'll take the free kick.
The second term live here on VFL.com.au, the VFL app, and also SEN2. Anthony Stangett's with you today here at Box Hill City Oval. Round 11 Swiss Wellness VFL Women's action. All only having gone inside forward 50 just the once this term for Richmond in the first 5 minutes of the quarter. As Perkins moves into the ruck up against Edmonds. Perkins gets the tap down. Ball comes right towards our broadcast position between wing and half forward for the Tigers. Pereira, clearing kick, finds Beeson on the broadcast side wing. Kicks in short, looking for the long lead of Phoebe McWilliams. Forward structure working well today for Hawthorn. She goes inside forward 50. Looking for a target, juggling mark, not paid. Good work by the Tigers' defence. Clearing kick, they get it out towards half back. And the mark taken by Ibrahim. Game 50. Ibrahim along this broadcast side wing. Plenty of high flyers, no one comes down with it. Van Dijk, Pereira now up towards half forward. Almost the bouncing falcon that time for the Hawks. As Perkins unloads, goes deep inside forward 50. Got a hand to it, was Miller in the forward pocket now. Dyatt, centering kick, bouncing ball, and the goal squish. Can she get it to her boot? Monaghan trying to take it over the line. She does now. And through 4-1 behind. Gibbs just couldn't get it to her boot in the goal square. And at 3-3-21, Hawthorn leading Richmond 2 goals straight, 12. Short chip kick in, finds Graham. Graham still deep in defensive 50. Brent Catazano leading the race for the football. The ball goes over the line and we'll see a boundary throw-in. We'll keep you up to date with around the ground scores. As we mentioned, just the one game running at the same time as ours today. And a close one as Mo Hope kicks the first goal of the final term, brings it back to a 3-goal margin. Gong goal now from the Hawks. Have put it right through. And they're 4th on the board. Phoebe McWilliams no longer the sole goal scorer for the Hawks. 4-3-27 Hawthorn. Richmond 2 goals straight, 12. And early dominance during this second quarter from the Hawks. As Rosie Dillon kicks her 5th goal of the season, squares her ledger at 5-5 for the year. Dillon 4th on the disposal count, number 1 for clearances this season across the competition, and number 3 for contested possessions as well. Ball up towards forward 50 again. Dowler leading in the race for it for the Hawks. Ball heading towards the boundary line. Richmond would be pretty happy just to see it over the line. They do so now. No, free kick has been paid. And it will go the way of the Hawks on the outer side. Dowler received it in the end. Kick to Perkins over her head. Tigers defence under plenty of pressure. Dowler again. Dispossessed. Just unable to find their run and targets at the moment as Edward gets a kick into the forward half now for the Tigers. And again, great defensive work by the Hawks. Looking for Bentley, couldn't take it. Ball in dispute on the outer side wing here at Box Hill City Oval. Ball the call. And it will be a free kick going the way of Kirby Bentley. They kick it out wide. Slowly finding their targets now, the Hawks, up towards half forward once again. Chance, long kick by Henderson, inside forward 50. Dowler. Over the football, just holding it up. And we will see a ball up. So 2 goals already in this second term by Hawthorn. Upset brewing between Carlton and Williamstown. Just 3 points the margin in the final term. We'll get you a final score on that one. Keep you updated on the scores during the final quarter. Boundary throw in, left forward pocket. Currently 15 points the margin in this clash. First matchup between these two teams of season 2019. Richmond already having played Melbourne Uni on 2 occasions this year. Got a win and a loss. They'll be looking to try and bounce back from 2 defeats in a row, having lost to the Bulldogs their first defeat of the year by 6 points, and then 68 points to Melbourne Uni in the last round. Flanagan in the forward pocket. On to Beeson. McWilliams kicking long to the goal square. Who can snare this one? Richmond's defence under plenty of pressure once again. The umpire says, give the ball to me. We'll have another ball up. A great opportunity for the Hawks. McWilliams went up in the ruck. Now Membry from the pocket has kicked it out of bounds on the full. So chance to reset for the Tigers. Just the one occasion inside their forward 50 this term. Brancatazano to bring the ball back into play. Watton at the back of the pack. No Tigers able to mark. Ball held up at forward 50 again for the Hawks. And we'll see another ball up. Tap down, Edmonds. Get a kick along the outer side wing. Frederick leading in the race for the football. Pereira over it for the Hawks. Players diving in over the footy. And we'll see another ball up. So not moving far here at Box Hill City Oval. Edmonds, the tap down. Henderson gets it on to Beeson. Goes long towards goal. Bounce will be crucial. It's off to the left-hand side. And through for one behind. Nick Beeson, 3 behinds this season. Has kicked 3 goals as well. 6th in the disposal count this season for the Hawks. And across the competition. Long kick. Frederick couldn't take it on the second grab. Hutchins now gets it to her boot. Inside forward 50. With a mark taken inside defensive 50 by the Tigers. Miller will look to bring it out this broadcast side wing. Short at the back of the pack. With strong mark taken by the Tigers. Wakefield gets it onto Short. And bring it along this broadcast side wing. Carroll couldn't take it. Frederick over the football. Almost threw it out. No free kick paid. Bentley goes out wide looking for Hutchins. Just a finger tipper. Plenty of pressure from Woodward. Woodward over the football. Hutchins. Players diving in over the top. And we will see a ball up. Between wing and half forward again for the Tigers. As we mentioned. Just the once inside their forward 50 this term. Held to it, the umpire said, so we'll have another ball up. Watton in the ruck, gets a tap down. He's looking for Hutchins. Good quick kick, that time by Klingbeil. Trying to get the ball out was Redan. Now Bentley stole it off her opponent. Wide sweeping handball to Beeson. On to Hutchins. good movement of the football, finds Bevan. Bevan for the Hawks, brings it along this broadcast side wing. Great defensive effort by Davey. Made sure Sarah Perkins didn't get her hands on the football. We'll have a boundary throw in. Centre wing broadcast side. Nearly 15 minutes gone. Second term. 16 points the margin in favour of Hawthorn. Quick kick. Finds Beeson. The short kick to Perkins. Elected not to go in that direction. There's Monaghan. Off hands. Comes to Graham. She's under plenty of pressure. Handball over the top. Finds Miller. Working the ball well on the outer side. Sitting under the football is Steph Carroll. And she's quick to move the ball back inside forward 50. Ball still inside. Good work by O'Donnell on the outer side. And we will have a boundary throw-in. Right on the 50-metre arc. Outer side for Hawthorn. Done all the attacking during this second quarter. Having put on 2 goals, 3 to no score. No major breeze here at Box Hill City Oval as the kick goes inside forward 50. That was from Watton. Opportunity now for the Hawks. Good, strong, fierce tackling by Cormack inside forward 50 for the Hawks. Ball held up once again. So this time, missed handball. Tigers clear to defensive 50 once again. Round the corner. That was from Woodward. Still inside the forward 50 arc for the Hawks. Perkins round the corner, goes long to the goal square. Ball rushed through, hits the post, so we'll have a... It hit the post on the full. I think it must have, out of bounds on the full, so we'll have the free kick going the way of the Tigers. They go long to the outer side once again. Just 3 minutes left in this first half here at Box Hill City Oval. The Hawks desperate for a win to try and regain a spot inside the top 6. And the Tigers wanting to stop their slide down the ladder. Game has changed complexion at Icon Park with Carlton kicking the last 3 goals of the game. And now lead 7-5-47 to Williamstown, 4-2-26. And they've gone nearly 13 minutes in the final term in that clash. Tigers again under plenty of pressure inside defensive 50. Now a chance to run the ball out. Ball held up and free kick's been found, but it's going the way of Richmond. Richmond free kick. Player at the bottom just having difficulty getting up, having the, I think, wind taken out of them. Trainer coming in. So the free kick will go the way of the Tigers. Ticking down towards half-time in this clash. Trainers coming out onto the field as well. So 4-4-28. Hawthorn plays Richmond 2 goals straight, 12. Delay in play here at Box Hill City Oval. They're just being helped from the field. So keep an eye on that as they're being taken from the field, but it will be Richmond to take the free kick. Maybe Graham that's being taken from the field, just holding on to the ribs as she makes her way from the ground. Counting down towards half-time here at Box Hill City Oval. It is Jacqueline Graham is taken from the field, heads to the bench just to see what the issue might be leading up to the halftime break. Richmond with the ball, defensive 50. Just the one occasion inside their forward 50 arc. It's been a great defensive effort by the Hawks during this second term. Kicked 2 goals themselves. So Phoebe Williams and Rosie Dillon. It's a great performance by the Hawks to keep the Tigers scoreless during this second term. Boundary throw in. Just going a bit over time this term due to the injury. Only the 15 seconds. And that is half time here at Box Hill City Oval. Dominant second term by Hawthorn. And they lead 4-4-28 to Richmond. 2 goals straight, 12. Goal scorers to half time. Phoebe Williams with 3 goals so far in this game. 2 goals during the first quarter and the opening goal of the second term. And Rosie Dillon, the only other goal scorer for Hawthorn, kicking her 5th goal of the year. For Richmond, their 2 goal scorers both during the first quarter, Grace Egan and also Sabrina Frederick. Well, that brings the first half to a close. Some entertaining contests here at Box Hill City Oval. Alice Edmonds, as we mentioned, picked up where she left off after injuries, had her on the sidelines, and she has returned in fine form, having a great battle with Lou Watton in the ruck. The defence of Hawthorn, dominant during the first half. Redan working well along with Bentley off the half back line. Beck Beeson busy throughout the middle of the ground. Meg Hutchins, that link player, working through. For Richmond, Phoebe Monaghan has been working hard for the Tigers. As we mentioned, Alice Edmonds also working hard. Alana Woodward making sure that the Hawks haven't been moving the ball too quickly from their defensive half. And that is half-time in our clash. We're going to take a quick break. During the break, we're going to look back at the VFL show on SEN every Tuesday night between 9 and 10 o'clock. Myself, Anthony Stangett's normally joined by Jack Heverin for the SEN show, bringing you all the news and interviews from the VFL and also VFL women's competitions. During the week, we were able to catch up with Jenna Lawson-Tavern from the Darebin Falcons after their win last week up against the NT Thunder. They weren't able to put back-to-back wins together, unfortunately. They went down yesterday to Essendon. Essendon winning their 3rd game of the season, but we were able to catch up with Jenna Lawson-Tavern on her season so far, her AFL W aspirations, and how everything's gone with a new coach and a few new players into the team at Darebin this season. So we'll take a quick break, and after that break we'll be back with our interview with Jenna Lawson-Tavern, and then we will return with the second half of this round 11 Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Clash. Can the Tigers fight back in the second half? It was a dominant second term by Hawthorn with 2 goals to none during that term. But we'll take a break. We'll have our halftime interview and then be back with a big second half of action right here on VFL.com.au.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Yes! Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Jack Heverin, Tuesdays from 9 p.m on 1116 SEN.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it, doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL, live on SEN2 DAB+.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Your Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coaches' huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Stuart Appleby has come from 7 strokes
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
She's one of the leaders of the defence down at the Darebin Falcons this year. A long-term Falcons player as well, coming right through the pathway. And Jenna Lawson-Tavern joins us right here on the VFL Hour. Very good evening to you.
Thank you, and thanks for getting the name right as well.
Yes, I'm so sorry, Jenna. I really do apologise.
No, it's absolutely fine. It happens all the time.
Jenna, the win on the weekend, great up against a top 6 team, defeating NT Thunder.
Yeah, it was a great win. We walked away from it really, really happy. Close game in the end, and it was quite tough out there, but we walked away with it, and the girls were super stoked, and it's just a great feeling to walk away feeling like it was a really good game and we put in hard work, yeah.
Now, an intense first term. I don't think I've seen it across the competition this year, but have you ever been involved in a scoreless quarter?
Well, I can't remember if I have, but it was definitely quite intense going out there, and straight away we just were fighting for that footy. We were really hunting quite hard, and it kind of stemmed across the 4 quarters. It just felt like from the get-go we really wanted that footy, and everyone was trying to fight for it quite hard, and trying to get that kind of get some points on the scoreboard. Yeah.
Yeah, and really led out of the middle on the weekend. Looking at the hitouts, 45-4. Lauren Pearce and Georgia Hammond leading the way with, I think, 34 and 11 hitouts apiece. It's great to have that combination working for you this year at the Falcons.
Absolutely, yeah. Loz has really been shining through her football career, especially at the Falcons. She reads the ball so well, takes it on, and yeah, 34 hit-outs on the weekend. I can't believe that, but she's just a star ruckman. And Georgia Hammond as well. She's stepped up into the ruck role really well and had a ripper game against St Kilda in the ruck. Kicked a massive goal, and then she slotted in really nicely in the ruck again this weekend. So really happy with how they're both playing at the moment, especially having Loz Pearce there. She just she plays so well and reads the flight of the ball really, really well.
Jenna, you've been at the club now for 8 years. At Darebin Falcons, the football factory that it is, producing some of the best talent around the country. It's not very often, though, that you would have found yourself at the bottom sort of end of the ladder. How's that been for you guys? Because you've had so much success over the years.
Yeah, it has definitely been a bit of a shock to the system, but I think, yeah, we've had so much success, and it's really changed the way we've been working. We've had a few losses, but we're really working together as a team, and we've got new coaching and a lot of new girls coming through our ropes and lots of young players. It's been very different this year in terms of our success, but at the same time, it has been really enjoyable still to play with the Falcons, and we're doing what we can to improve. And yeah, when we get these wins, we really enjoy it.
This is your 5th year of senior footy now, and you played in the 2017 VFL W Premiership. What are your aspirations in football, Jenna? Have you been talking to a couple of the AFLW clubs? Have they told you that you might be on their radar? Is that the ultimate goal for you and where you want to end up in your football career?
Yeah, I guess personally for me, I just want to play my best footy. I started playing when I was 15, and I came down to the Falcons just because it was my local club, and I'm forever grateful that I came down there and I was lucky enough for them to be my local club. If I was ever offered the opportunity of AFLW, I'd absolutely take it, and I'd work as hard as I could to get there. But at the same time, I really enjoy playing at a VFL level, and especially at the Falcons, focusing on my individual game as a backliner has been massive for me. And I really enjoy being part of our backline, and I always just want to improve that and improve my football. So whether that's at VFL or AFL level, I'm kind of happy with what it is, yeah.
Jenna, great you talked about, and we have tonight, about some of the players that have gone on from the Darebin Falcons onto AFLW level. One of them returned on the weekend, Elise O'Day, and it was like she'd never left. 33 disposals and 8 inside 50s for her first game of the season.
Yeah, we call her Junior. She had a ripper game on the weekend. It was so good to have her back. We've been playing together for a while now, and it felt really nice to have her back out on the field with me. She's always pushed me to kind of be a better player. She's one of those people who puts in so much effort at training and in games. She's a loud voice, and she's really instructive out there and really gets around players. And so playing with her again, she got around me, and it just makes me feel so good. She works so hard. We're really, really happy to have her back. She's a star player. Yeah, it's awesome.
And Jenna, in the off-season, change of coach, Jane Lange finishing up with the Falcons, Michael Erickson coming on board, and it must be great to see a coach that's not afraid to be out there on social media with his positive comments, and whether you win or lose, he's there with his comments on social about the various games as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We did have a lot of changes coming through our coaching, and Jane coached me for quite a few years, so I was very familiar with her style. So it was quite a big change to come in. However, having Michael come in has been great, and a lot of new insight into aspects of our game that we might have not touched on before, and particularly for myself, things I might not have looked at before. And we have really great communication with him. It's really open and honest, and it's a really good environment to be around. We also have so much support from our assistant coaches and our line coaches, and they're really working on developing players and their particular roles and skills, and they have so much experience at the club as well. So everyone's working really well together in these coaching roles, especially with the players and a lot of new players.
Hey, Jenna Lawson-Tavern, thank you so much for being on the VFL Hour. You're a star, and we really appreciate your time tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Jack Heverin, Tuesdays from 9 p.m. on 1116 SEN.
It's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it, doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL, live on SEN2 DAB+.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Your Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Streaming live through vfl.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Welcome back for the start of the second half of this Round 11 Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Clash, live here on vfl.com.au. Broadcast on SEN2 Digital and also via the VFL app. Anthony Stanger's with you for the second half. Underway with a 16-point lead going the way of the Hawks into this second half. As a 50-metre penalty will kick us off in this second half as the Hawks, through Bevan, inside forward 50. Good defensive effort by the Tigers. They've been put under plenty of pressure since quarter time. A scoreless second term by the Tigers. The Hawks keeping the Tigers just to one inside 50 for the second term, while dominating themselves. Phoebe McWilliams leading up well from half forward. Perkins creating a target inside forward 50 as well. We'll have a result in the other game as Beeson round the corner. Short takes the mark, takes it out as well, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. In the other match today, it was Carlton. Big final turn by them. 9-5-59 defeated Williamstown 4-26. Jess Hosking kicking 3 goals in that win for Carlton. Carlton now their second win of the season, along with their draw, and still a few games outside of the top 6. As the ball in the right forward pocket for the Hawks, and we will have a boundary throw-in. So 4-4-28, plays 2 goals straight, 12. If you're listening in on SEN2, you can watch this game via vfl.com.au or live via the VFL app. Downloaded the App Store or Google Play. This weekend, about to tick over to 60,000 downloads on the VFL app. So for the VFL women supporters out there, no live stats on game day, but updated with the champion data stats within 24 hours of the final siren. So you can keep up to date. Has all the season stats leaders as well. So you can find out and look at things like clearances, hit-outs. The Hawks, the leaders in hit-outs to advantage this season. Chord at the back. Gets the kick away. Out towards Frederick. Leading in the race, though, is Randall. He's got the job on Sabrina Frederick today. Play on the outer side wing. Ball held up. And we will have a ball up. Hawks leading the clearances this season as well, number 1. Tigers in 13th spot for clearances. And the Hawks are second on the table for rebound 50s, whereas the Tigers in 13th spot. So last spot on the rebound 50s as well. Tigers wanting just to get that ball inside their forward 50 to start this term early. Only a slight breeze here, but not the usual gale force winds, especially those that we had overnight in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne. Mick Williams. Ball goes over the line, and we will have a boundary throw-in. The last game today is probably the match of the round, apart from the Collingwood-Melbourne Uni game that was played yesterday. Southern Saints taking on the Western Bulldogs. That game at 3:10, so we'll be complete. We'll have completed our game before it begins. That game at Wilson Storage, Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Cool short with the tackle. Hawthorn goes inside forward 50. Strong defensive mark by Miller. Miller pleading for her team to go wide. He's going to look for Edward. Edward falls into her hands now. Good pressure from Hutchins. Kick around the corner. Great work, Klingbeil, I should say. Frederick barges her way through, but dispossessed. Good tackling pressure from the Hawks in the middle of the ground. They go out wide through Nixon. Beeson again. Another possession. Beeson averaging 22 disposals a game this season. 6th in the total disposals in the competition. As we say that, she racks up another one. So, leading disposal winner this year for the Hawks. Mick Williams goes inside forward 50, looking for Perkins. She grabbed one of those last week up against the Hawks, and poster from Flanagan. So behind to start the scoring for the second half. Hawthorn 4-5-29. Lead Richmond at 2 goals straight 12. Short chip kick. Finds its target on this occasion. Grace Egan. Her kick. Good work by Edward. Pereira now leads in the race for it for Hawthorn. Beeson again. Picking up disposals at will. Van Dyke. Now here comes the Tigers. Great work by Marsh up towards forward 50. Bren Catazano now needs to move it quick. Not many options inside the forward 50 arc. Smothered on the mark. Oh, great work coming through. Good work by Campbell inside forward 50. Finds her target. And it had been lacking for the Tigers. Finding targets inside their forward 50 arc. Bit of movement of the football through the middle of Box Hill City Oval. Ends up in the hands of Courtney Wakefield. Missing a number of their key targets to goal today. Stahl, Brennan and Colwell, their leading goal kickers this season. All on the sidelines at the moment. As through for a goal. So Wakefield kicks the first since the first term for Richmond. And they cut the margin now. They have their third goal on the board. They are 3 goals straight. 18. Hawthorn just added the one behind this term. 4-1-29. Courtney Wakefield adding her 6th goal of the season. We mentioned about some of their goal kickers. Stahl on the sidelines at the moment with concussion. Obviously, Katie Brennan, AFL W managed. They're not playing all games this season, but she's kicked 6 goals this season. Colwell has kicked 6 goals on the sidelines at the moment with a hamstring injury. Their only other leading goal scorer this season is Laura Bailey. She's kicked 6 goals as well. So, number of those leading goal kickers for the Tigers needing to find different avenues to goal. With a few of those stars out of the team, Sabrina Frederick has come into the side over the last 3 weeks. This is the 3rd game of the year. Again, great work from Dylan getting it on to Beeson. Two of their major ball winners combining. Great work that time by Miller. Read the ball well. Gets it on. Ibrahim up towards half forward. Frederick just had to shield her eyes from the sun. At half forward now for the Tigers. Van Dyke got the ball out to the back. Working it well. Rowe over the top. Beeson, she is everywhere today. Short chip kick finds her target. And now Diet up towards centre half forward. And Phoebe McWilliams takes the mark. Been great across that half forward line today as a lead up option. Over the head that time of Dowler. Now inside forward 50. Diet bounces past Gibbs. Another opportunity for Gibbs. Membry, good bump. Gets the boot to ball and out of bounds in the right forward pocket. We will see a boundary throw in. We've ticked over 9 minutes in this 3rd term. Tigers chipping away at that Hawks lead. Now back down to 11 points. 4-5-29, plays 3 goals straight. Kick towards goal, bouncing football, and straight through for another major for the Hawks. Rosie Dillon kicking her 2nd of the game. And again, Tigers unable to get back-to-back goals in this clash so far, just as they get within 11 points. The Hawks able to move that margin back out to 17. And Rosie Dillon kicking her 6th goal of the season. Has kicked 6 goals, 5 for the season so far. Averaging 17 disposals a game as well for the Hawks. And ball back in the middle. 5-5-35, Hawthorn, 3 goals straight, 18. Seymour got the tap down and got the tackle. Well, that was the tackle from Campbell. So free kick will go to the Hawks. Flanagan just a bit ginger after that, but she got the handball away to Perkins. Good work to Gibbs. High being brought back. Free kick will go the way of Serena Gibbs. Takes the ball inside forward 50. 2-on-1 contest with Mick Williams at the follow the ball. Kick towards goal. Great roving skills by Cormac, but through for 1 behind. So the goal to Richmond really sparking the Hawks once again. Tigers to bring the ball back into play. Haven't been their best playing on from the behinds so far in this match. Let's see what they can do this time. Chort got her hands to it. Now Bevan on to Hutchins, on to Perkins. She can almost kick it from here. Unloads from 50 metres out. Oh, great work again. Rebecca Miller. That's been a great duel between McWilliams and Miller today. Short chip kick finds Dempsey. Just shows why she's sitting at 7th for effective kicks in the competition. Finds her target straight away. That not the best kick from the Tigers. Here's another opportunity. Round the corner, Flanagan high up and under kick. Ball at ground level. Good to see Graham back out in the field for the second half. Went off just before half time. After a bump on the left half back for the Tigers, but she's back out on the field to start the second half. As mentioned, results earlier today was a 33-point win the way of Carlton over Williamstown. Second win for the season for the Blues. Now another opportunity for the Hawks. Chip kick. Racing for the football, Cormac. Over the football, working hard, Diet. Umpire comes in. Says, give the ball to me. We will have a ball up. So the Hawks sitting half a game outside of the top 6. Change this year, not top 4, top 6 in VFL Women's. Another 2 teams a chance at playing finals this year. NT Thunder and Melbourne Uni sitting on those 20 points. Hawthorn hoping they can get a victory today. Leapfrog Melbourne Uni, NT Thunder and Geelong, who are sitting just outside the top 6 on percentage. The work by Egan up towards half forward. Brancatisano couldn't take it. The Tigers in their forward half. Brancatisano working hard again for the football. Back to Egan. Ball long to the left forward pocket. Bouncing away from goal. Opportunity for the Tigers from the pocket. They go goalward and offline through for one behind. So the first blemish on the scorecard for the Tigers for the day, 3-1-19. Plays Hawthorn 5-6-36. Hawks looking to run it out of defensive 50. Hutchins over the top of Dowler. Mark taken by Monaghan. Inside forward 50 once again. At the back of the pack, mopping up, they find Hutchins. The defensive 50. Gets a handball away, stolen. The target was Flanagan. Just got an arm to Kennedy, and she was away. Great work by Flanagan. Inside forward 50 again for the Tigers. Pereira got a handball away. Looking for Van Dyke. Sweeping handball again. Kick off the ground by Edward. Now they go goalward. Redan's just happy to punch it over. Got her fist to it and put it through. So another blemish on the scorecard of Richmond. 3-2-20. They trail Hawthorn 5-6-36. So seeing more time in their forward 50 this term. Richmond, just the one forward entry during the second quarter. So Coach Tom Hunter recently announced as the inaugural AFL W coach for the Tigers. Great result for him being able to lead this side into the AFL for the 2020 season. Ball kicked forward. Jarks inside forward 50. Comes to the back of the pack. Again, numbers with the Hawks. They try and clear it. Ball heads towards the boundary line and out of bounds. And we will see a boundary, a free kick actually going the way of the Tigers. So deep in the forward pocket, Alana Woodward will take the free kick. Or look at the options and go long to the goal square. Doesn't quite make that distance. Bentley gets it off to Pereira, dispossessed. Could have been taken too high, just 25 metres out from the goal. The umpire says, give the ball to me, we'll have another ball up. Directly in front of the Tigers' goal, another opportunity for them. Frederick gets the tap down. Bevan tried to get the clearing kick, her kick was smothered. Good tackling by the Tigers inside their forward 50. Watton not enjoying the attention she was receiving from Ibrahim. We'll see another ball up. 16 points the margin. Seymour over the top and blocking free kick. So it will go against Watton and will go the way of Gabrielle Seymour. As we mentioned, upgraded from the 23rd player this round. Lines up directly in front. Chance to cut the margin. Back down to 10 points. She does it. 4-26. Richmond as Seymour kicks her first of the season. 2 goals this term for the Tigers. 4-2-26, they trail Hawthorn, who are 5-6-36. So back to a 10-point margin in this game. Gabrielle Seymour reaching 30 hit-outs a game. I've seen her in the middle today, but that mantle's been really taken back from Alice Edmonds back into the lineup today. So ball back in the middle. Can the Tigers get another one? They kicked 2 goals in the first term. They've kicked 2 goals in this second quarter. They're liking kicking to the right of screen in this game. Free kick going the way of the Hawks in the middle of the ground. Dillon up towards half forward. Membry takes the mark. Gets to Hutchins. They're going to watch that move. They're getting it out to Hutchins for the long kick into the forward line of Perkins. Strong mark in front. Had the better of Davey in that contest. Davey and Miller have their work cut out, taking on the tall timber of Mick Williams and Perkins. Slight lead provided by Dowler. I don't think Perkins is really going to hand it off when she's in scoring distance. Sarah Perkins lines up. Wait to look at the celebration. Perkins puts it through for the Hawks. Sarah Perkins with her first goal of the afternoon. 4th goal for the season for the Hawks. It's in her 6th game of the 2019 season for Hawthorn. And the 6th goal on the board. 6-6-42 plays at Richmond. 4-2-26. Back out to that 16-point margin. And again, Richmond unable to get those back-to-back goals. Ball back in the middle. Nearing 3/4 time in this match. Watton with the tap down. Clearing kick up towards half forward. Good work again. That was from Bevan. Bevan working hard for the football on this broadcast side. Wing once more. Can't keep the ball in play. And we will see a boundary throw-in. So ticking down towards 3/4 time. That late goal to the Hawks. Very handy going into the final quarter. And that is 3/4 time. Great contest we've had here at Box Hill City Oval. Goal for goal during the 3rd quarter. 2 goals apiece. Bit of inaccuracy from both teams with 2 behinds as well. But Hawthorn's had the answers for the challenges of the Tigers. They got back to within 10 points midway through that term. But again, as we mentioned, Sarah Perkins kicking a late one for the Hawks and getting that margin back out to 16 points at 3/4 time. 6-6-42 Hawthorn, Richmond 4-2-26. Looking at the goal scorers, Phoebe McWilliams still the leading goal scorer on the park with 3 goals. 2 goals to Rosie Dillon, 1 in the second term and 1 during that 3rd quarter. And Sarah Perkins adding her first goal of the afternoon as well, that final goal of the 3rd term. For Richmond, goal scorers, all single goal scorers to Frederick, Wakefield, Seymour and Egan are their 4 individual goal scorers. We're set up for a thrilling finale to this round 11 clash. Richmond trying to stop the 2-game slide that they're currently on, their first and second defeats of the season. And the Hawks, well, they've had just the 1 win from their last 4 games, plus a draw in the middle as well. Can they get their season back on track and leapfrog 3 teams and jump back into the top 6 at the end of round 11? We will find out all those answers right after the break here on VFL.com.au.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
For club interviews and all the news from the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, don't miss the VFL Hour during the Sporting Capital with Jack Heverin, Tuesdays from 9 p.m. on 1116 SEN.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it, doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Don't miss a moment of the Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL. Find SEN2 on your digital radio today for live coverage of the match of the round. The Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL, live on SEN2 DAB+.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Your Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coaches' huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Stuart Appleby has come from 7 strokes behind.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
At Totally Workwear, we kit out the brickies, the chippies, the foremen, the tradies. Did we say foremen? They're not all men, some are ladies. Work in an office, retail, healthcare, hospitality? Here's where you'll find all your workwear. Yeah, totally. Totally Workwear have got you covered with the best brands, best value and best service. Totally Workwear. Get what you want and get back to work.
Nature's an amazing place. It's a perfect balancing act, thriving with life. Some of which we don't even see. Like the billions of microorganisms that help keep nature in balance. At Swiss, the quest continues.
Your Hard Yakka Totally Workwear VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership helps support your local team and provides great discounts and match access. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coaches' huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. Get involved in the VFL this season. Head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2019.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au. This is VFL Live.
Welcome back to Box Hill City Oval. Final quarter about to get underway here. Round 11, Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Action. Anthony Stangett's with you for the final term. 16 points the margin. Hawthorn 6-6-42 leading Richmond 4-2-26. As we mentioned prior to the break, Richmond trying to stop a 2-game slide. They lost their last 2. Hawthorn with a win and jump into the top 6, jumping over 3 clubs above them. Herrera Good work that time on Wakefield. Frederick. Where will the bounce do? It doesn't even bounce because it's marked by Redan in defensive 50. Gets a handball away. Off to Van Dyke. Been a great defensive effort today between those players. In towards forward 50 again. Frederick. Too tall for Pereira. And Sabrina Frederick, this is the start that the Tigers will want for this final quarter. Great opportunity to bring up the first of the final term. Haven't scored to the left of screen during the game so far, so perfect opportunity to do so. Frederick has one goal today. Hasn't got a second one with that kick off to the left-hand side and out of bounds on the full. So it'll be Meg Hutchins to take the free kick. And good as the link player from half back to half forward today for the Hawks. Booming kick outside a defensive 50. Good punch away. That was Phoebe Monaghan. Kick goes forward. Good work by Egan. Inside forward 50 again. Kirby Bentley's handball intercepted. Beeson again, another disposal. Gets it off to Hutchins. Handball. Looking for Membry. Monaghan right on her tail. Kick forward. Campbell. Inside forward 50. Brancatisano sees the ball over the line. Out of bounds on the full. Off the boot that time of Van Dyke. And Maddie Brancatisano will take the free kick. We're right behind it in our broadcast position. Take a very good kick. Did Alex to kick it into the corridor. Looking for Frederick. Got a handball away. Not to the intended target. And we will see a ball up. 35 metres out from the Tigers' goal. They haven't scored to the left of screen, as we mentioned. Ball right in front of our broadcast position now. Handball comes out wide. Cormac. Hutchins around the corner, out of bounds, and probably lucky because the mark was taken by Dempsey. And as she rugby throws it back to the boundary umpire. Between wing and half forward for the Tigers, done all the attacking in the early stages of this final term. Earlier winner today was Carlton over Williamstown. 9-5-59 to Williamstown, 4-2-26. Was 3 points the margin early in the final quarter. And the Blues short. Oh, great. Smother off the boot. Gets around Mick Williams. Gets onto the right boot. Kick intercepted by Watton. Didn't take the mark. Handball on to Dillon. Been productive today. Inside up towards forward 50. Miller and Mick Williams fighting for the football once more. Monaghan also in. Working defensively for the Tigers. Monaghan ends up in her hands now. Kicks long through the centre of Box Hill City Oval. Frederick lost her footing. Couldn't get up in time to affect the contest. And the mark taken by Pepper Randall, who's had the job today. Redan goes to the outer side. Sweeping handball going backwards to go forwards. Big bump that time from Diet on the outer side. Working hard, the Hawks on the outer side wing. Under plenty of pressure though, and the Tigers, here's their chance to go inside forward 50, looking for Frederick in the front position. Open goal square. Didn't get a kick away in time. Centres the ball, looking for a target in Edward. Good work by Hutchins. Dispossessed. Edward again, tackled to the ground. Throw the call. Not to the happiness of the coach's box for the Tigers. And it will be the Hawks taking the kick from half back. They go out wide, looking for Perkins or Watton. Watton welcoming Edmonds back to the competition today. And we'll have a ball up right in front of our broadcast position at Box Hill City Oval. Final term. Only 5 minutes have already ticked away. Jarks around the corner, inside forward 50. Good work by Van Dyke going back with the flight of the ball. Randall onto Pereira. Edmonds, big loud call saying, my ball. Takes it. Now needs to find the options inside forward 50. Probably wasn't the best option going off to Egan. Ball turned over now. Dillon down behind play. There's Flanagan up towards Mick Williams. She's been great across the half-forward line today. Had a great battle with Rebecca Miller. Ball inside forward 50 now. A chance for the Hawks. Curling it round the corner. Bounce will be crucial. Doesn't work the way for Claire Diet. And through 4-1 behind. So the first score of the final term on the board. Richmond unable to use their dominance early inside their forward 50. Hawks taking it down the other end. Getting their 7th behind on the board. 6-7-43 to Richmond. 4-2-26. From the kick in. Phoebe Monaghan takes it. Looking further afield. Looking for Marsh. Ball taken from her. Hawks working hard for it on the outer side. And a ball held up. And we will have a ball up. As we mentioned, the final game of round 11. Taking place at 3:10 today. Wilson Storage, Trevor Barker Beach Oval. And that game being played between Southern Saints and the Western Bulldogs. 2nd versus 4th on the ladder. Can be plenty of movement on the ladder at the end of today's contest as well. So we mentioned a Hawks win will skyrocket them into 5th spot on the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's ladder. They'll go to 22 points, half a game ahead of Melbourne Uni, NT Thunder and the Geelong Cats. So they're currently sitting in 8th but can jump to 5th spot. For the Tigers, a win today would see them level peggings with the Southern Saints in 2nd spot. Just percentage, not their friend at the moment. A loss also for Richmond today would keep them in 3rd spot, but would be dependent on the result between the Western Bulldogs and the Southern Saints. So look forward to those results on vfl.com.au later in the day, or keep up to date with scores on the VFL app. Short chip kick by the Tigers. Monaghan inside defensive 50, trying to get the ball out once again. Ball coming out the back, looking for Henderson. Hawks trying to move forward. Beeson again, another disposal. Goes inside forward 50 now. Long to the full forward position. But again, the defence of the Tigers working hard today. Miller onto Davey. The key planks of the defensive 50 for the Tigers. Edwards, for her first game of the season as 23rd player. Chain of handballs. Tigers just unable to get it clear. Perkins now evades the tackler. She's going to launch from 50 metres out. Long towards goal. Bouncing football. Seen through by Miller on the last line. Another behind on the board, so no one able to get that crucial first goal of the final term. 6-8-44 the Hawks. Richmond 4-2-26. After this round, we move into round 12 next week. Big match between Richmond and the ladder leaders Collingwood on a 9-game winning streak. And for the Hawks, well, the result crucial for the Hawks because they get the bye next week. And then after the bye, they face Melbourne Uni at main oval Melbourne Uni in round 13 action. So big couple of weeks coming up for both teams. Richmond then taking on Carlton and the Hawks taking on Casey. There's no easy games this season as we've been shown over the last few weeks. Williamstown getting up for a win. NT Thunder dropping a couple. Casey, big win against NT Thunder in Alice Springs last night. And here's a chance now for the Tigers. They'll go long towards goal. Miss kick. Beeson leading in the race for the football. Kicks it towards the boundary line, right in front of our broadcast position. A court shot. Oh, taps it to herself. keeps on tapping it, gets it inside forward 50. Handballs over the top. Was looking for a teammate in Wakefield. Couldn't find her. So, tense final term. 10 minutes gone. Half a term left. Going to push and shove behind the football as well. Wakefield and Nixon. Edmonds. Goes long, high kick, looking straight down the corridor. Frederick couldn't get her disposal away. Good work by Bentley. They got it to Van Dyke, working well with Henderson. Now out to the outer side. Dowler leading in the race for the football. Got a handball away. Still held on to. Opportunity now. Bailey. Haven't seen her on the scorecard today. The 6 goals for the season, one of the leading goal scorers for the Tigers. The time inside the forward 50 arc has been limited today. When it's gone in there, this is the target that they've looked for, Sabrina Frederick. Let's see. She should go back and take a shot. She does so now. Frederick, goal in the first term. Let's see whether she can kick the opener of the final quarter and keep this game alive for the Tigers. What a goal! Has put it through. 5th goal on the board for the Tigers. 5-2-32. They trail Hawthorn 6-8-44. Now the key, as it has been all game for Richmond, is getting those back-to-back goals. Margin back to 12 points. They got within 10 points during the third term, but crucial for the Tigers now. Hawthorn's been able to respond on every occasion in this match so far. And the Hawks, the only team to get back-to-back goals. Hawthorn back-to-back goals through Mick Williams in the first term, and also kicking the only 2 goals of the second quarter as well. This centre clearance crucial up against the number 1 clearance team in the competition. And as we can see, why Watton got it onto Flanagan. Flanagan up towards half forward. O'Donnell leading in the race for the football. At left half forward for the Hawks. 12 points the margin. Just over 7 minutes left in this final term. Ball, as we said, at half forward. Edmonds got the tap down. Just her 5th game of the season, coming back after a number of weeks on the sidelines. Gabrielle Seymour moving this afternoon more to a centre-half forward position, with Frederick also down in the forward 50. Edmonds versus Watton. Been a great battle today. Dispossessed was Dillon. Kick inside forward 50 for the Hawks. Mick Williams lurking. There she is. Round the corner. Bouncing ball in the goal square. Mick Williams has her 4th goal of the afternoon. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and a crucial goal in the final term. And once again, the Hawks able to respond to every Richmond goal today. 7th goal on the board for the Hawks, 4 of them going the way of Phoebe Williams. She just waited for the ball to hit the contest and hit the pack in front of her. Rove the pack well and puts through her 4th, as we've just seen on the replay for our VFL.com.au viewers. 18 points the margin now, 14 minutes gone, final term. 7-8-50, plays 5-2-32. Umpire just directing the forward back to the goal square. Edmonds with the tap down. Big ask now for the Tigers to get 3 goals in this final term. 3 goals in just over 5 minutes. Ball inside forward 50. Again, you can see why the Hawks are number 1 for clearances this year. Quick transition and movement of the football outside of the centre circle. Lou Watton this year is sitting at number 2 for hitouts to advantage. As we mentioned, the Hawks number 1 for clearances and number 1 for hitouts to advantage this season. Tigers around the outer side. Almost a turnover. Ibrahim settled. Got a kick away, but Watton. Great defensive work. She goes wide. Looking for Meg Hutchins on the outer side. Handball's over the top. Finds Bevan. Bevan now up towards forward 50. Working the ball very well. The Hawks inside forward 50 again. And the marking work by Rebecca Miller today has been strong as she comes outside a defensive 50 once more. Finds Egan. Plays on quickly. Goes to the outer side. Foot race in shoes. Bailey leading in the race for the football. Everyone overran it. Pereira couldn't get it to her boot. Ball in between the wing and half forward for the Tigers. Time ticking away for the Tigers in this match. This will be a huge win for the Hawks. And the Tigers, it'll be their 3rd loss in succession after having an undefeated start to the season. It won't move anywhere on the ladder dependent on the Western Bulldogs versus Southern Saints match. As Frederick goes inside forward 50. Short takes the mark. And a catch will go back and line up. See whether she can, well, give the Tigers a glimmer of hope. They need 3 goals in quick succession. This one could be the one to spark them. Lines up, the defender. Wingman now, goal scorer for the Tigers. Kicks her first of the day. 2 goals needed by the Tigers, and as we mentioned, haven't kicked back-to-back goals throughout this game so far. So catch moving back to the half-back line. So great movement, being able to make her way down to the forward 50 arc. Actually playing more up on the wing. The ball goes back to the middle. Less than just over 2 minutes left. Edmonds again, but great clearance that time by Bevan up towards forward 50. Sweeping handball. Makur short. Is overrun it. Dowler now, long towards goal. Bouncing football back of the pack. Unable to get to it was O'Donnell, and that's through for 1 behind. The Tigers are going to be quick to move it inside the last 2 minutes of this contest. They can run it straight up the middle of Box Hill City Oval. They've got the loose players. They need to move it quickly. Seymour. Will she get it back? No, she doesn't. Her teammate goes inside forward 50 now. Good punch away that time by Nixon. Redan leading in the race for the football. Bailey now an opportunity. Gets the ball backwards. Run it out of play. And that, you would say, is time ticking away from the Tigers. Just the last minute left of this contest. Just over 60 seconds to go. And this could be a crucial win for the season for the Hawks. We'll see them back up inside the top 6 at the end of round 11. Paddy Hill will be pretty happy going into the bye week to have his team back inside the top 6. Be half a game ahead of 3 teams. Geelong, Melbourne Uni and NT Thunder. As we tick down to the last 30 seconds of this contest. Great game today up in the forward line by Phoebe McWilliams with 4 goals. Bailey couldn't take the mark on the outer side. Last chance by Van Dyke onto Bevan. Moving it well. Beeson again. And that is the final siren. big final term by both of these two teams. But again, as we said, the Hawks able to answer each of the final term goals by Richmond. And the final score, 7-9-51. Hawthorn to Richmond, 6-2-38. So Richmond scoring the first goal of the final term. That came and getting the margin back to 12 points. But Hawthorn, again, having the answers through Phoebe Williams kicking her 4th goal of the afternoon. A late goal going the way of a catch, McCure short, but it wasn't enough for the Tigers, suffering their 3rd defeat in a row after an undefeated start to the season. They'll retain 3rd spot, depending on the Southern Saints versus Western Bulldogs game. If the Bulldogs get up in that contest today, Richmond will drop to 4th spot on the ladder. But with the win today, it's been the perfect opportunity for the Hawks to jump back into the top 6. Running through our goal scorers in today's game, and the star of the show for the Hawks was Phoebe Williams up in the forward line. 4 goals, 2 in the first term, really setting them alight during the first quarter. 2 goals also to Rosie Dillon today, and Sarah Perkins kicking the 1 goal. For Richmond, 2 goals to Sabrina Frederick, 1 in the first and 1 in the final term. And all single goal scorers to Wakefield, Egan, Seymour and McCourt Short in the final term. So that brings to a close round 11 VFL W action. 1 game remaining as we see the replay of some of the final quarter highlights. Chort's goal during the final term, the final goal of this game. But the win going the way of Hawthorn today. As we mentioned, their first win the second win in the last month for them. The only other win that they have had is up against the Bulldogs by 25 points. And unlucky probably against Carlton in the last round. But lucky to get away with the draw in that contest. But back to the winners list in round 11. As we mentioned, Hawthorn with the bye in the next round. Richmond, big contest for them taking on Collingwood in the next round of VFL women's action. That game 11 o'clock at the Swinburne Centre next Sunday. Collingwood on a 9-game winning streak, so a big contest for the Tigers going into that next round of action. Our match next week, looking at the fixture, and it will be the round 12 clash between Melbourne Uni and Carlton. So Carlton getting up for a good final term up against Williamstown today. 9-5-59 defeating Williamstown 4-26. They'll be taking on Melbourne Uni, who suffered a defeat at the hands of the ladder leaders in Collingwood up in Morwell. So they'll be happy to be back at their second home at Arden Street. Big double header next week as well, with North Melbourne taking on Northern Blues. And then Melbourne Uni and Carlton opening up the double header next week at Arden Street. We might farewell our video stream watchers today. As we mentioned, we'll be back next week at 11:50 with the clash between Melbourne Uni and Carlton. And we look forward to your company then. We'll see you next week.